Today we're filming how to cut Airstream walls, and this can work for Airstream, it can work for a Spartan, for a Vagabond, anytime you got the curved radius. So the first thing is, the most obvious, is keep your old templates. But what you're going to find out in these trailers, that this came off of this wall here, and you can see it's a pretty tight fit. So if you were lucky enough, you can have a template that was already done, pull it off the wall, stick it back on, you're good to go. But the problem is, as these things are vintage and aged and twisting down the road for 40, 50 years, you're going to realize that you can't use that template on every wall. You're going to have different areas that don't fit, so you're going to have to recut new pieces to shape it, even though you might have to move down the trailer 2 or 3 feet. So today we're going to go over 3 different methods that we use here at Motivated to shape our walls. And I'll have some of the guys show you 1, 2, and 3. So we got all 3 in here. We got Roger. Roger's going to be using the old trusted cardboard method. We got Josh, who's going to be using the just skilled labor, just muscle memory. And then we have Sebastian, who's going to be using a forming tool. This is something that you would use or see in a body shop, which is a great thing. You can buy it online and it helps form fenders and stuff like that. We use that to form walls. So 3 different techniques, same result. Person that cuts the worst one is going to buy lunch tomorrow. You can use cardboard, ram board, it's all the same stuff. Just something you can bend and shape.
Right.
So he knows that he has to be 5 feet high, and then this will just be on top of that. That'll add to it.
Right. I've already got the top part, the radius with the cardboard, but for the first 5 foot, I'm just going to go ahead and measure across every 6 inches on the wall here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start from the bottom and just start measuring every 6 inches. Right there I've got 28 inches. And it's going to change on me every 6 inches. And every one of them is different. Like I said, this radius will be right here. This pattern will not work on this wall or that wall or that wall. So we usually got to make a pattern for every one of these.
All right, forming tool method. It's going to use the forming tool, which is basically set up to get curvature of a wall, and you just tighten up those clamps, and that should give you a perfect cut every time as well.
About 25.5 inches.
If you cut enough radiuses, it gets to the point where you should pretty much get it close on your first cut. So he's going to show you how he does that. A couple things he needs to know before he does it. Josh, it's all you.
Key things you got to know for sure is your bottom measurement of your framing. So you just go to wall to frame. We got 28 inches. So I'll just make a little notation there. And then we do the same thing with the side here. Looks like we got 77.25 for our height. I'll make a little note. And then I kind of give myself a like a pendulum kind of thing here. It's kind of hard to explain how I do it, but I kind of go right elbow height here and I make a little mark. And then I just kind of feel out my radius. It may sound silly, but I use it kind of like a compass, and it works out. We'll see. I think Roger's buying me lunch today. So.
All right, let's go cut these and see what happens.
So I'll measure up every 6 inches. I'm going to add 1/8 of an inch right there.
Make some marks here.
Like a glove, pretty tight. See how nice and clipped that is, nice and tight.
This is with the profile shaping tool. And usually I'll leave them a little bit long so I can trim to fit. Because a lot of time the walls are maybe slightly off. These RVs are usually a little bit off here and there. But yeah, we have a nice tight form right there, and then we'll come in and just trim that off with a special router.
as far as the radius, tight, this is probably the best one. And you can see the tool, I think the tool runs about 400 bucks. But you can see, look how tight that radius is. This stuff here you can trim out, have it come out further, then you can just whack it off. So if we had to rate this on who's buying lunch tomorrow, Sebastian is clear. He had the tightest one. Roger, we'll give you the menu on what we want for tomorrow for lunch. 3 different methods, 3 different techniques. One based on just experience, which it'll take a long time to get there. Roger used the cardboard method. I'm sure if he spent more time, he'd get it perfect. And then again, the shaping tool is almost a guarantee perfect form every time. So take a couple measurements, use your skills that you learned here and make it work. Get back on the road, go RVing.